Podketeers.
You know who I missed this week?
Who you miss?
Yeah, who I miss.
Betty White.
Close.
Okay.
Stephen Colbert.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
It's been my first week without Stephen. He doesn't know anything about me, but now that he's not on the air, it's funny. The day after his last show, he did another show in Michigan.
Yeah, like that cable access
The
show.
cable access show.
Yeah.
It was called Monroe Public Access Cable, or only in Monroe.
Yeah.
And I guess this is something that he had done like in 2015. And his guest, like music person, was Jack White of the White Stripes.
Ooh.
And he had, what's his name? He made the peanut butter and chip sandwich.
Peanut butter and
What is
chip
his-
sandwich?
Yes. Who?
Is this an actor or a chef or what do they do?
Yeah. It's an actor. Jeff Daniels. So Jeff Daniels got really popular on
From
TikTok.
Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
So he got really popular on TikTok because he had invented this weird sandwich where in the middle of the night, I guess he was trying to put together something to eat, and people were like, he showed people how to make it and people were trying it out, and apparently it is pita bread and peanut butter, but it's like an inch and a half thick of peanut butter. Like it's a lot.
That's a lot.
And then you take sour cream,
Oh, you lost.
cheddar and sour cream ruffles, and then you crush them up and you dump them into the pita, fold it up. Oh, sorry. And then you have to take Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce,
No.
the sweet one, and then
No.
drizzle it.
No.
And so he swears by this. People have tried it and they're like, yeah, it's so good because the saltiness and the peanut butter and the sweetness of it mixes really well. And I've gotten to the point where, I don't know about you, but if I see a video of people telling me like, guys, this is the greatest thing I've ever tasted, this is the best, I don't trust them at all anymore.
Exactly.
I can't anymore.
Right.
I even had my hand in creating videos like that when I was vlogging in the parks, and there's only so much difference between so many of the products where once you try one, you've kind of tried a lot of them, if not all of them, right? This one in particular, though, I'm not gonna lie, there is something that intrigues me about it because I like Thai food, and Thai food uses a lot of peanut butter and stuff like that, and so I have a feeling that it has a very similar taste profile as some Thai food. I could be mistaken, but that's what it feels like, and I think that's why the flavors in particular that he chose work with each other, because the barbecue kind of takes the place of the tamarind, and like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Am I gonna try it? Maybe. Am I gonna try it anytime soon? I don't know. I'll let you know. Maybe. We'll see.
Do you know the Sandwiches of History guy?
Oh, I love that guy.
I just looked
Roll
it up.
for sandwich.
He did this sandwich.
Yeah, he was one of the guys I saw, and he said that it was pretty
He
decent.
said 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the people that are trying this one in particular, the reason I'm believing some of these people is because it's not like it's not the same churro with a different color sprinkle. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about this one, where the people that there's specific ones that I watch, like that roll for sandwich guy, where if he says it's good, I'm more inclined to try it, where if just random influencer says this is the best thing I've ever tried, guys.
They've
Right?
done it again.
Or like they did it again. This is the
I
best
can't,
sandwich
like,
ever.
even-
Oh, there's
Can't even handle it. So
there was another video I saw that was making fun of the people that do that, where they're like the Millennium Captain Hookfinger.
jeez.
And they're like chewing with the Captain Hook finger. I was like, yes, those are the ones that are harder for me to believe. So, I don't know if I'm going to try it anytime soon. Am I open to trying it? Absolutely. But anyway, Stephen Colbert has Jeff Daniels on. They build this sandwich, and then Stephen Colbert asks him, like, you made this as an adult man? Like, did you not have any other food in your house? He's like, no, this was easiest, and this is what I put together. It was like the middle of the night. He's like, and your wife was okay with this? It's like, it was funny. So he was on, and then, like I said, Jack White was also with them. The original hosts of the show came on, and they talked. It was like a former Miss America, I believe. And at the end, they destroyed the set, and they asked the fire marshal if it was okay. The marshal turned out to be Marshall Mathers. So Eminem made a guest
Cool.
appearance on this show as well. So I got a little fix, at least for the day. Haven't seen anything else. He and the other late night hosts, a couple years ago, they had created, during the writer's strike, they had created a podcast called Strike Force 5, where it was Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver. And they had gotten together the sponsors that were paying for the podcast. They were using that money to pay the writers and everyone on their staff who was on strike. So I thought that was pretty admirable as well. They recorded and filmed one final episode of Strike Force 5. But yeah, that last episode of Colbert got me. Obviously, I've been a longtime fan of Stephen Colbert. I know he's going to bounce back in some form or another.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching him since he was, on the Daily Show and then on the Colbert Report.
right.
So
Well, he's writing a movie.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
he's writing Lord of the Rings.
a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially because I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Right. I
But-
did see some people speculating. Well, not speculating, but Jimmy Kimmel takes a vacation every year from his show, and like then there's guest hosts. And people are like, Jimmy Kimmel, you could do the funniest thing, and have Stephen Colbert.
He brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the Strike Force episode, he brought it up,
Oh,
or when
okay.
he was on stage with them, because they also came on stage for like when he had like 7 or 8 shows left. He had all of them on.
Right. Yeah.
The Tonight Show, and I think that it came up as well. I wasn't watching it. Like, I haven't watched it on actual CBS or like Paramount Plus or anything like that. I always watched it on YouTube.
Right.
So I think that if he continues to do some sort of late night thing, it will be nice if he just does his own thing on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Or finds like a Netflix or something. I think the model that Conan O'Brien kind of left behind for someone to pick up was working for Conan until he decided, I just want to explore the world. I want to do this other stuff. And maybe Stephen Colbert does the same thing, right? Like he likes to travel. And
Well, the thing
So-
with Conan realized like that the whole thing with Conan was they realized their YouTube clips were doing better than the actual show on TBS.
and that's same
And
with Colbert.
so- yeah, and so they're just like, hey, why do this whole show? We'll just do Team Coco stuff. Like, we'll just do this instead.
Yeah.
And then he made the podcast and blah, 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 and history, Conan. So, yeah, there's definitely precedent, like you're saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, he doesn't need it, but good luck, Stephen Colbert. We miss you already. Come back soon. We miss you. Come back soon. We miss you. Did I mention we miss him?
He should just
Okay,
start
just
doing
in case.
segments on The Daily Show.
Listen, he's open. If he's open, he did that public access thing. Stephen Colbert, come on the Podketeers.
There you
do
go.
a segment here.
Free
You
promo.
could say whatever you want. It's fine.
Yeah, talk about whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
we,
Lord of
we
the
can
Rings.
talk about that.
You wanna talk
that
about
boat you're building in your basement, like
oh, is he
whatever.
doing the Gibbs from NCIS thing?
Apparently, it's like this 200-hour boat to build, and he's like 2 hours in. And then I think it was Kimmel that asked them, like, hey, can we be there when you realize that there's going to be no way for you to take it out of your basement once you build it? It's like, yes, film that. I want to see that. Let's see what else. Oh, this week, Mel, last week you went through, is school over for you completely now?
Yeah.
Like, was grad night like the end, like the final school thing?
Yes.
Okay, because
that was the last episode. Yeah.
yeah, because this week a lot of other schools are finally ending. I've been watching a lot of commencement speeches, some more safe for children consumption and minivan consumption and or work safe. If you're gonna listen to some by, let's say, Ronnie Chang, listen to it with headphones on. Don't listen to it blasting on your speakers. Funny speech, because apparently he doesn't like AI, but not something you want to listen to just on speakers. But there were a lot of really great speeches. This one really got to me. I want to share this one because I know that there's a lot of people with family members and people that are graduating that listen to us. So this comes from a very smart rocker from my era. Some of you listening or watching may or may not be familiar with Dexter Holland, but Dexter Holland was the lead singer of the Offspring. And he's also a super nerdy, smart rocket scientist guy.
Yeah.
And he did the commencement speech at USC this last week. And you know what? I'll let him tell you.
USC started straight out of high school as a pre-med student, and I was convinced I wanted to be a doctor. And at the same time, I decided to start a punk band while I was at USC. I went on and earned my master's in molecular biology while playing Hollywood clubs at night. But I was still feeling pulled in both directions, and I felt guilty for continuing to pursue my passion in music. I felt like I was supposed to be one or the other, that it was impossible to be both. And those experiences have taught me that art and science absolutely do intersect. They intersect by using the creativity that naturally lives inside you and injecting the critical thinking that you've developed here at USC. Life is not a straight line, but a series of pivots. Be prepared to pivot, especially if you follow your passions. My path took me from education to rock and roll and back to education. You're going to be asked, what are you going to be? As if you can truly be only one thing for the rest of your life. I hope you reject that premise. I hope you find your dual life, that you harness the gravity of your aspiration, because the gravity that pulls you also grounds you. I hope you never feel forced to trade your aspiration for a paycheck or your passion for a title. I hope you find the space to be both a rigorous thinker and a wild dreamer. We need people who can solve the world's most complex problems with a scientist's precision, but we also need people who can see the world through an artist's eyes and heart. Make decisions that are driven by your heart, but guided by the critical thinking you've learned here. Don't just choose a career, choose a life that is as messy and as brilliant as you are. My journey at USC started straight out of high school.
So it just looped. Before I say anything, your thoughts on this clip. It's not his whole speech, obviously, but your thoughts on this clip.
I love it. I really love it because it's true. You, let's say, 20 years ago, you could only be like one thing, or you had to stick to one subject because that was it. So to encourage like the younger crowd to just do this, but also feed into something else if it, calls your name, that's great. Like, yes, don't limit yourself. That's the key thing. Is like, don't limit yourself, because then you kind of get held back a little bit, and then that just becomes mush. You don't need that. So I really, really liked his words.
Yeah, it's always good when you have somebody sticking up for the arts. Like I work in the arts, like that's my job. Though it's supporting what many folks think are like actors, artists, and but everybody in the arts are artists of some form. I mean, you have to really like. We're not in it for the money. That's for sure. Especially at the
100%.
level I work in. And so you really have to care about what's happening and what's going on, and that's really, I think the heart of his thing is like you should care about what you're doing, and you shouldn't limit yourself to what it is just because this is the path that the society has said this is what you're supposed to do. Hey, if you want to be a rocket scientist, punk band guy, go ahead. Hey, if you want to be a ballerina who also I don't know, works at a coal mine. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I don't
It's a good combo.
like, yeah. You want to be an astronaut, violinist? Sure, do whatever. Like, as long as it makes you happy and you're not hurting anybody, like, hey, do it. Like, people contain multitudes. And yeah, so I
I agree.
yeah, I don't know.
It's funny because for a long time I felt really guilty for not like sticking to one thing. Like my journey as a student began as an engineer. Like I've probably talked about it on the podcast, but I looked up a lot to my uncle, like who like is a really successful engineer, and like he's so intelligent, and I wanted to be just like him when I grew up. And as I went through school and as I kind of took classes and stuff, I realized I'm not great at math, right? Like, and I don't like it. And being an engineering student, like you kind of have to be good at that. And I felt guilty for moving into doing something that I really enjoyed, which is a more like an artistic thing, right? Like that's when I started doing 3D animation and motion graphics and all that stuff. And I kind of fell in love with that. And that, like, I did a lot of video editing, and that's where I felt my passion was more inclined, to lead me. And then I realized, especially recently, that it's a lot of what I've learned in the different disciplines where people tend to place these things into buckets where you call them right brain people and left brain people, right? Like one is more creative, one is more analytic. And we all have those qualities. We just tend to hear people put us in a bucket sometimes, and we think that we can't leave that bucket or, jump into another one temporarily. And one of my favorite things recently is, oh man, if they hear this, they're going to be angry at me, but I've started to manufacture problems for my kids where they have to either think analytically if it's an artistic project that they're working on, or vice versa. And like for me, a lot of that, like I think I learned a lot of that from being out in the world in ways that they haven't been able to be out in the world, because of everything that's happened over the last decade. Right. And so we called that street smarts, right? Yeah. That's what it was kind of like. That's how we knew it. And so I've begun to manufacture these problems for them to try to solve, and to let them like stew in it for a little bit, to try to figure out like, well, what do I know, even like things that aren't involving this particular thing, that I can use to solve it. And in some cases they struggle for a few days and then they get it. And others, I have to kind of point them in that direction. And that's what I really loved about Dexter's speech. Like you both mentioned it. It's the fact that sometimes when you think of like really smart people, you don't realize that they're also very, very, very creative in many ways. Like sometimes that creativity is also, it's not just a vehicle for progress for them. Well, I guess it is a vehicle for progress because it's also how you relax. It's also how you get away from everything else that you're doing so that you can continue thinking about that problem later, right? If you're, I don't know, an astrophysicist, and you're trying to solve this crazy equation that's going to save you tons and tons of rocket fuel going into space. And then on the weekends, you're making Mandalorian helmets on a 3D printer because you're not thinking about the equation. You're just sanding away for hours and hours and painting. That's what, centers you. That's what brings you that Zen feeling. And, the arts are so valuable. And I wish that there was more schools that wouldn't cut the arts. Like, it's usually the first thing that goes, and it's always like sports that stays. I get it. Sports brings in more money when it comes to like stadium, like filling a stadium and stuff like that. But the arts are important. And so if there's ever an opportunity for you to help, help some kind of fundraiser or something that's especially helping to fund the arts, whether it's theater in schools, general art, music instruments, your your local YMCA and some play that they're putting on, make a donation. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever you can afford. Even that $1, you'd be amazed at how far that goes for that organization. So the arts are important, and more importantly, it's better than AI in every which way. That's what we need to continue teaching, that AI can be a good tool. Unfortunately, it's not being used in that form, and it's not the direction that many studios and stuff want to go in. I guess this is a great transition to talk about what is his name? He did the Book of Life and
Gutierrez, I believe.
Yes, you are correct. George R. Gutierrez. So so I want to start by saying that since this story broke, he has since backed out of this. But he basically made headlines this week because he had built this community, creating these really amazing films, and he signed on to be a part of, I don't know if you listening or watching know this, but Amazon purchased MGM Studios. And so now MGM is like a branch of Amazon. And so as part of this, they created this like generative AI animation program where he had been, I guess, in talks with Amazon to create this thing called Punky Duck, I think is what it was going to be titled. Yes. And the community did not like it. The animation community, a lot of artists kind of felt like he was spitting in the face of all the hard work that he's done, all the artists that he's worked with have done. And since then he's dropped out, which is really great news. But I know we talked about this a little bit more. I only knew that he dropped out because when I searched for it right before we started recording, I saw that there was the update to the story. What was your reaction initially finding out that this guy who's been famous again for the Book of Life, El Tigre, and all these like really niche animations, had joined this Amazon thing?
Pretty disappointed because he's like one of those artists that, like you said, you mentioned his his projects and whatnot, and there's not that many big names from Mexico besides Guillermo del Toro. So it was kind of like to know that he went in that direction and saying like, I'm playing with this, and he acknowledges that we're going to be upset, some are going to be happy, and I give him props for that. But the decision to go and utilize AI when right now people are losing their jobs, people are losing their work, their artwork, and I don't understand why would you go in this direction when it can't even be copyrighted. You can't get awards. Like, what is the point of having to go in this direction? Like, no, it's I didn't know that he had just dropped out. So I'm grateful to hear that, and it must have been, like you said, recent because the news just came out a couple of days ago, I think. So that was a quick reaction. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Looks like it was like earlier today.
Had to
that
be.
Yeah, at least the article that I found was from 11 hours ago by the Hollywood Reporter. The title is saying that he dropped out of the series.
He shared on his Instagram a post 14 hours ago. I'm doing a lot of reading on stuff, and he had basically said something like, "Hey, I'm doing, like, I've heard you guys, I'm doing this, like, I leave the comments open, just don't, like, threaten my family."
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then he posted yesterday. It says, "Learning a lot from many of you. Thank you. Lots of information that I'm digesting wholeheartedly. I'm absolutely understanding the concern of using AI to assist in animation pipeline. For all those showing me grace, I really appreciate it. I have a lot to think about." And then today he had said, "I've decided to drop out of the AI program at Amazon. I will not be making a Punky Duck series. Actions speak louder than words. My intent was to showcase artists, both new and seasoned, both inside and outside the studios, driving this new tech. My sincerest apologies to those I had set. I promise to do better moving forward. Thank you for your patience with me. I will try harder."
Yeah. He actually, one of my favorite things that he's done is, I mean, obviously I like his films and stuff like that. I think that The Book of Life got a lot of heat for, people said that it was very much like Coco, right? And I don't think it's like Coco at all. I think that they
No.
are two stories about a similar concept, but the stories themselves are very different. I think the people that are making the Coco comparison haven't seen one or the other, and they just kind of know
came
that
out
it's
before Coco.
It did.
it did,
But,
and
like-
that's why people were making the comparison.
Oh, okay.
That Coco was like that. I think I said it backwards. That it was like
Okay.
Coco, but they said Coco was like that one.
I was like, just because it's about a concept, the same concept, doesn't mean it's
Right.
like it's about the afterlife in this culture, but it's not necessarily the same
Exactly.
concept of the movie.
Like, how many
Exactly.
Christmas movies are there out there?
Right.
Right. Or
Jeez.
how
Right.
many are how many
Christmas
like
songs.
how many like
Right.
getting reincarnated as a dog movies are there? Like they're like
Let's see,
there's
I've seen this one. This one. So one of the things that he's done that I've really loved was he animated one of the intros for Treehouse of Horrors, one of the Simpsons episodes, and the entire intro was very Dia de los Muertos, and it had like that style. It was,
Nice.
hold on, let me see if I can bring it up.
I don't think
Let me see
I've
if I
seen
can find
this.
it. Hold on, let me go to the YouTubes.
And that's pretty
see.
iconic to do that on the Simpsons.
George Simpsons.
There you go.
Okay, that's not it.
And almost there.
Hold on. I know, riveting, right?
I know.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. I will obviously not be able to play this with the sound because we will get a copyright strike because it's obviously the Simpsons theme song that's playing. It is
Yep.
stylized a bit. But check this out.
Oh.
Let me rewind this a bit. Here we go.
It's like very scary,
Awesome.
like all of the characters. It's kind of like Rat Fink almost, like and like very. It turns into not Smash Brothers as like Mortal Kombat.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite things that
Los
he's done.
Simpsons.
Yeah, as like part of his portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm with you, Mel. I think that I was very disappointed in him. When he decided to join that project. The idea of just using, like, I saw an image that came out of the project itself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring it up real quick, because the image itself for this project looked like it already had horrible generative AI.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff in the background that was misspelled when the image for this was released. Obviously, because of the style, it's a lot harder to tell that it's AI. I think that if here's the thing. I think that if this project was released without him saying that he was joining this generative AI project,
Mm-hmm.
I think that his style is one in which that they would have been able to train the AI well enough to produce this and produce something that looks like his work, and Amazon could have gotten away with it,
Probably.
right?
Probably.
Because it's
For
not,
a little while, anyway.
for a while, yeah. Because it's not a very refined style. It's
Mm-hmm.
very rough and stylistic, and so AI shines in that area, right? Because like when it tries to refine is when it gets caught, because it goes too perfect, right? And so if this is ultimately what came from it, I think they could have gotten away with it until somebody eventually, spilled the beans on what it was. The fact that he came, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the biggest takeaways to say that it's AI is I do not like how it's only warm tone yellow background. That's pretty much it. Like
I mean,
I just can't stand it. Like
yeah,
uh,
I'm not a. I think early on in my photographic career, sepia
mhm.
tone was like all the rage, and like if you weren't doing sepia tone, like you weren't a photographer apparently. And then from there, it pivoted into this like hardcore, crunchy HDR looking stuff that just looked really bad. But I'm okay with it right now as long as the rest of it wouldn't have looked like that, because
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of that toning in general,
But
right?
this particular image, there's a window with like sunlight outside, so it's yellow, so it makes
so,
sense.
so
it's
it makes
that
sense,
yellow.
exactly. Yeah. But the thing that got me in this one was that he was just, I guess I'm happy that he was honest and open about it being
Yeah.
AI and being a part of it, so that people were able to at least give their thoughts on it. Because like you said earlier, Mel, people are losing their jobs over this stuff, right? Like there's
Yeah.
artists that whose work is getting copied, they're not getting compensated in any way. And in this case, it would have been kind of his style, but not all his work, because there's other animators that have contributed to his style that have made his films and his like art his because of their work, right? So
Yeah.
uh ultimately, again, he said he's just not going to be a part of it, which is fantastic, but it doesn't mean it's the end of this. There's going to be somebody else who's going to say, I don't care what people say, I just want the money, and they're going to go ahead and do it. And that's where I think it becomes a little more concerning, where um, like Dexter was saying in his speech, right? Don't let the money guide you. Do something that's a passion project, do something creative. And just using AI to create these things, that's kind of following the money, right?
Yep.
It's not a fulfilling project. So I don't know. I would love to hear what people listening or viewing this have to say about this, because I know that as artists, we have a pretty strong opinion on this. But if anybody out there listening feels different and has a counter argument to why it's okay to do it, I would love to hear it. I can't guarantee you that I'm going to agree with it, but I would at least like to hear what the counter argument is, other than I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. It'll give a different perspective.
Yeah. So, let's see. This. Oh, can we cleanse our palate with just a fun little video that wasn't, that wasn't AI, but does have some CG in it.
Sure.
I'm going to show you a video only because the film is out now, The Mandalorian and Grogu. What you're seeing on screen is Grogu at a keyboard with his little blue macarons. They're macarons,
I think they're
right?
the Nilla wafers, I think is what those are actually.
Okay.
They have like branded Mandalorian Nilla wafers that are called like Grogu nummies or something.
That's what he calls them, nummy
How
nummies.
cute.
And then, so it's a split screen. Why? Because he's a gamer. Look at this. Just gaming away, playing as Mando, streaming his little Grogu heart out.
What is he playing? Fortnite or something? Is there like
It
Mando
looks
in
like it's Fortnite.
or- Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's Fortnite. He's got the Mando skin running.
I think it's
So-
hilarious he's using a keyboard when, he could just move his hand.
I would have loved to see how they put those headphones on those big ears of his. I would have loved to see how they position them. The videos of Grogu going out to do press for the Mandalorian and Grogu has been so funny to me because it's the first time that they've brought out the little Grogu puppet animatronic thing for any type of press, and it's really, really responsive. Like the way that they're controlling it and everything, like they're asking questions and the arms and head are moving and he's like nodding, saying yes and no, answering questions. And he's either on stage with Pedro Pascal or with, oh my God, what is his name? Happy Hogan, the director.
Oh,
Jon Favreau.
John Favreau.
Yes.
I don't know why I blanked out on his name, but he's on stage with John Favreau and he's like having conversations with the interviewers. It's like the coolest thing and the cutest thing, and damn it, I want to build one, or I want one. Like I just want to have him walk around and just like, I don't know, play a flute or something and make some money. I don't know. I love it. Let's see. How is The Mandalorian and Grogu doing so far? How long has it been out? Like a week or two now?
Came
A week?
7 days, 7, 8, 9. I mean, as of recording this, I think 7 days. Box office.
Yes, I think so, because it came out the 21st?
Release date 22nd, my birthday.
22nd. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's done as of recording. It has made $176 million worldwide on a nearly $200 million budget, so it hasn't recouped its losses yet. But it's only been 7 days. Hopefully, it'll make some more money. Maybe.
Does it have any big competition right now?
Right now, let's see what's in the box office. We have The Sheep Detectives.
Oh,
Uh,
with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, she plays a sheep.
Yeah.
The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Okay.
Mortal
That's a pretty
Kombat
big
2.
Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
right.
about those.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Passengers. Michael.
Oh, Michael is out. That's right.
It's been out
Well,
for...
okay, I get it. I get it.
Michael's been
You
out
know,
since April 24th.
But it's Michael.
It's been out a month?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
But
made
it's Michael, though.
It's made $802 million worldwide, just so everybody knows.
When is Toy Story 5 out?
That's out
June?
the end of next month. I think a month from now, basically. Or
Okay.
maybe 3.5 weeks, something like that. The other one that's out right now is Obsession.
Is that the one that the YouTuber made? No, that's the
think
Back
s-
Rooms.
No, that's Obsession's the one that's like a young guy made it.
I have no idea.
It might be the YouTuber guy.
Obsession. I have to Google it.
It's either that one or the Back Rooms, where it was a young 20-something-year-old where people were making fun of them or like talking bad, saying like, how could you fund that much money for like a no name like young kid or something like that. And I guess the rebuttal was like, well, Tarantino was this age, like in his early 20s when he made this, and this act or this director was this old. And they gave all these examples of like directors in their early 20s that were like revolutionary for their time. And it's just, people were just hating, man.
Let's
Poor
see.
guy.
This one, Obsession, is written or is directed by Curry Barker. He's 26. I don't know, but this is not his. This is his third film, or no, his second film.
So then the guy that I'm thinking about is the Backrooms director.
It might be.
Yeah.
Backrooms.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in watching the Backrooms.
Kane Parsons, who is 20 years old.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Published. So he made it was called Backrooms on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Went viral, expanded to a series, and then adapted to a film released by A24 that opened.
Oh, wow.
Supposedly was released today.
Oh, today's the opening? Okay.
Let's see. Oh no. Oh, because today's not over yet, so it doesn't have the
what it made so far.
The box office.
Got it.
Because it's not been reported yet. I guess we'll find out next week.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep it in mind. We'll check it out. I'm actually interested in the Backrooms movie. I like that, like creepy horror like stories and movies and videos and stuff, and the story of the Backrooms is just an interesting one in general, and the fact that he was able to capitalize on it and make a film. And from what I've read and what I've seen and what people are saying about it, it's really well done, and it really does the story of the Backrooms justice in a way where like you are going to feel scared, like psychologically or jump scare wise. Like, you know, I don't know what's in the film yet, obviously, but I'm interested in it.
It's like a liminal spaces horror movie.
Yeah.
If you don't know what it's about.
Yeah. And if you do a deep dive, obviously your algorithm will algorithm, and you're going to get all sorts of videos on that stuff. You're going to get videos about all sorts of things. Like I got a lot of interesting videos this week because of everything that I was researching. I'll give you a fun example.
Okay.
So when I was researching or when I was reading and listening to the stuff about what was happening with this whole generative AI thing, I didn't know the story, like the full story of Leica. And I got to learn the full story of Leica.
Okay.
So the TLDR is basically that Leica was originally a company owned by an animator, filmmaker. His name was Will Vinton. And Will Vinton essentially ran the company until like the early 2000s when he had a young animator. Like this guy is obvious, like was the guy that basically originated the term claymation, right? Like he's the guy that pioneered that term. Like that's how synonymous he is with that style. And so as he created all these films, he had a young animator that worked there whose name was Travis. And in the early 2000s, I believe, Leica went into financial troubles. And so he was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And turns out that this Travis guy was like, hey, so my dad has a little bit of scratch. Would you like him to invest in Leica? And he's all like, your dad? Like your dad. I mean, like, it's going to take a lot of money to get us like back, you know, up and running. And so he calls his dad and he's like, hey, Dad, can you invest in this company? I work here. I love what I do. I want to see this continue to prosper. And so his father turns out to be Phil Knight, who is the CEO of Nike, right? So now Nike is essentially funding Leica. Like they just invested a bunch of money into Leica. So much so that he's like, hey, so I'm going to have my son run the company now. So Travis gets skyrocketed into CEO of Leica, right? And so eventually, like, Will leaves the company because now it's not his anymore. Like, the majority stake is now owned by Phil and Travis, and so Travis is running Leica. And then like the only film that Leica has ever made that was profitable is apparently Coraline. That's it. Like, every other film has lost money. And
Damn.
essentially what Leica has become is like Travis's pet project that his dad just 100% funds no matter how much money it's losing yearly. Like, he's just like, I just want to keep the studio going. It's like his passion, and his dad's like, all right, cool.
There
And
you
so I have this I keep hearing people talk about how, billionaires are bad, and this and this, and I agree with that for the most part, but I got to tell you, this is one case where I'm like, well done,
Rare
sir.
case.
Yeah, I'm like, well done. You're keeping. I mean, obviously he's doing it for his son, right? He wants
Right,
Travis
yeah.
to continue with this, but there's a ton of super talented animators that work at Leica that are employed because this man is essentially funding his son's pet project on a yearly
Right.
basis, right? So good on him. So Phil Knight, thank you for funding Leica.
If everybody else could be just like you.
Right? So that was just like one of the fun things that I learned. Another one was that, you know how people named the Maleficent dragon. I don't like the name, but they nicknamed it Murphy.
Right.
For Phantasmic. Did you also know that they nicknamed the dragon that used to appear at the Excalibur Murphy again, or also because it was a dragon that's not working, and apparently because it also tended to not work sometimes, they're like, oh, it's Murphy the dragon.
Well, that's
So
kind
I
of
guess it's a common
dumb.
name.
I learned that too. So that was a thing.
out of all the names.
Yeah.
All the names.
Yeah,
All
that's a thing.
creative.
Anyway, I think this is a great part for us to take a little detour over to FGP country.
Oh.
Please keep your arms and legs inside of the podcast at all times, so we can tell you and thank a very special group of listeners and viewers, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. On that page, you'll find some information about the FGP Squad. You'll find some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon. But being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks, like access to a special section of our Discord, discount codes for new Podketeers gear. I've gotten into 3D printing and print a lot of stuff that I don't have space for, and some of it's really cool, and I just send it out at random to members of the FGP Squad. So if you like receiving cool stuff, that's one of the perks. You also get additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon. So if you're interested, again, podketeers.com/FGP is where you want to start. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Speaking of links, podketeers.com/links is a really great resource to have bookmarked or easily accessible, because on that page, you're going to find access to our latest episode, the Quizneyland playlist. You'll find any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Teamboat Willie. You'll find information, of course, about the FGP Squad, a link to our Discord community. If you're not a member, we'd love to have you there. You'll find a link to our YouTube channel, which we are trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of 2026. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it would truly help us out if you take a moment to go hit that subscribe button. Use all Google accounts that you have. That would truly help us out as well. But on that page, you'll also find a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist as well. So again, podketeers.com/links. There's tons of creative ways to remember it. The easiest way, of course, is to bookmark it. But hey, listen, if you're an engineer or an artist and you want to come up with creative ways to help us spread that link and get the information out, come up with something. Come up with a video. Tag us. We'll repost it. Send us a picture. We'll put it on the podcast. Send us ideas, and then we'll share them with the world. So let those brains help us get the word out about podketeers.com/links. And now let's get back to the show.
You know, it's a great way. Make a pie and just cut out the name right in the top of it.
Pie.
And bake it, and there you go.
I love it. Pie's good.
Okay, sorry. It was
Hey,
like
speaking
one
of
those
creative
moments.
stuff,
What's up?
speaking of creative stuff, you're going to be part of a marketplace very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us about it.
I will be taking part in Baby Silas's Haunt for Hope, and that's going to be taking place in 2 weeks. So after this episode, you'll have 1 more week to see if you're going to make it out. Hopefully you will. I will be one of the many vendors that'll be there with our goods and whatnot. I'm excited because I'm going to be bringing, I've really tapped into, like, I guess my gothy side. So there's going to be like a lot of skulls, a lot of spiders, a lot of bats, things like that. And there's going to be, like I said, other vendors, and I kind of know a few, which is pretty awesome. They're going to bring some good stuff. Basically, we're just fundraising for Chalk, pretty much Chalk Walk, and this is all in Baby Silas's honor. But I'm just excited because what they have planned is like demos. They're gonna have sliders. There's gonna be a lot of spooky stuff. They're
The
gonna
little
be card
hamburgers?
readers. No. Well, okay. Maybe if there were like killer burgers and they like slide across to like go after you.
Oh. These are the guys that slide on their knees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you've ever seen videos of the people at Halloween Horror Nights that are sliding around on like metallic knee pads and like causing sparks and scaring people, that's what these sliders are. They are not the yummy little bite-sized burgers. They are people trying to scare you.
I know. Is there going to be food trucks there? Maybe they'll have sliders in the food trucks.
Oh, maybe.
I believe
Maybe
so.
that's how they deliver them to you, by sliding
Sliders.
your sliders to you.
There you go. Sliders
plate just
from
sparks.
sliders.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Excuse me. But yeah, there's gonna be food. There's gonna be music. There's gonna be so much in. I would say like a good. It's gonna be like a 4-hour event. There is a entry fee, but I don't want to call it that. It's more like a donation. It's $10, and again, all of it goes towards Chalk. That's all we're doing. It's pretty much raising money. So, come on down. We want to see you. There's gonna be a few of us from Podketeers. You know, have a good time. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
So, 2 more weeks.
Yay. All right. Well, I'm hoping I can make it. I didn't realize that I had plans on that day. I originally said I was going to be there. I didn't realize I had plans that day, but I'm going to try to sneak away. That I'm really going to try to
just
go.
don't be in trouble, please.
No. It's just I committed to helping some family members with something, so I don't know how long it's going to take. That's what I'm saying, that I'm hoping that I can sneak away for a little bit, make it down there in time, and check out the sliders bringing me sliders, if it's a thing. I don't know, but yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, and just to clarify, it's at a Waffle House, but they're not going to be serving waffles. That's the name of the person's house.
As far as we know, maybe
far as we
there'll
know.
be a
Maybe-
food truck that has waffles.
that
it'll
has
be
and
delivered by
sliders.
sliders.
Waffles and sliders delivered by sliders. Okay, this is getting interesting. This is gonna be great. All right, Mel, you sent us a message about a very interesting story concerning Toy Story 5, which we were just talking about recently,
Oh,
and a
yeah,
character with a big change. Tell us what's happening here.
Yeah, so we learned that after what, five? This is the fifth movie. So after four, no, he's been around for whatever. Anyways, long story short, that was horrible. Bullseye's gonna get a new voice, or he's gonna have a voice, and he is going to be voiced by Alan Cummings.
Host of the
And-
traitors.
Right.
Donkey!
So
It's not Shrek.
remember how I was kind of like, I'm so confused because here's my thing. Everyone has kind of a Western accent of some sort in the gang. So, okay. Bullseye won't.
Well, it looks
It'll
like
be
based on
interesting.
the image we've seen, it looks like it's either a like, my guess is going to be like in Bullseye's imagination, or like a play,
Oh,
or
I
like
like that.
the kids are playing and Bullseye. He kind of looks, he's got like a mustache on and stuff
Yeah.
in the thing, and he's got clothes on. So my guess is it's either somebody playing with Bullseye like a toy and giving him a voice, or it's some sort of imagination thing. But it looks fun either way.
It does. It does. Okay, I didn't think about that. I like that. I really do. Because I was like, wait a minute. We know everybody else has. I was like, wait.
I'm going to bring up the image of what the character... I think this is concept art. It's not officially from the movie, but it's close enough, I guess. Here he is, looking like a...
I think that
Looking
that
like a
looks like
villain.
it's an animation, like a different
Like a dream.
style, like because the character model. Yeah, but you can see, look, he's got like a double-breasted jacket on and a curly Q mustache and a powdered
wig.
Yeah,
And a big
Yeah.
red button
And a
that
big red
obviously
button.
does something bad. Because
Right,
look
it
at
looks
that
like Bullseye's
grin.
at like a party, because you can kind of see like people in gowns and stuff and like windows with stars. So my guess is this is like a playtime sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the evil Dr. Porkchop or
Yeah.
whatever. It's kind of like that.
Oh, I can see that happening,
Yeah.
where the voice comes from the narrative of whatever story they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Okay,
do
that's
like-
funny.
I do like the villainous look that's going on right now
Right.
with this. I'm trying to imagine what the accent will be.
At this
I
point now,
have
who cares?
I have multiple in my head. Because there's multiple things in here that I think could be like an Englishman accent and also like a Spanish accent, but there's like, I'm trying to look at like the stuff in the background, and it looks very like Victorian, and it looks like they're at a ball or something. I don't know if you could tell in the video version of the podcast, because it's kind of a dark background, but it looks like he's at a ball or some kind of ceremony,
Yeah.
or
Gowns and stuff and windows.
cotillion or something. I don't know. It's like, maybe it's Bridgerton for all we know, and
It
he's
could
like, you
be
know
a
what I mean?
Bridgerton parody.
So we'll see. It looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. At first, I was like, why are they just going to give him a random voice? But now that I saw the concept art and everything, I think I'm with you, Mel. Now I'm more interested in actually happening with Alan Cummings, host of the Traitors.
Donkey.
It's not Donkey. That's Shrek. It's wrong guy.
Sure.
All right. Actually, we have a couple things left here that we could talk about that made waves in the Disney community this week.
Oh no.
The first one that I want to get your thoughts on is Disney announced that they're going to be giving Magic Key holders up to $100 in dining credits. You both heard about this?
Yeah, when you renew, I think.
When you renew your pass or your Magic
Yes.
Key through May of 2027. Your thoughts on this?
That's cute. That's. I mean,
Welcome to Knott's story.
I mean, it could. Okay, so I was thinking in my head, and I text you guys this, thinking, how bad are they for like renewals or just buying passes in general? Because this is up to $100. That's money. Disney doesn't give away money for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so curious to know, like, if only they were to tell us, but yeah, that's can't do that, but uh yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, will they, I don't know, take away things that made it seem dang, why am I forgetting my words? Unappealing
Shrinkflation.
to get one.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
I was gonna comment on that, but I'll wait till you finish your
No,
thought, and then
I'm
Andrew,
done.
once you give
My
your
brain
thoughts.
is like done.
Yeah, I've seen some people comment on this. Some of the idea, like, people are like, well, it's just trying to, get more people to get passes. Maybe people have fallen off, buying passes as an incentive. Maybe they're trying something, another like incentive where instead of like trying to like lower the price of passes, they're just like giving you a thing. So we may, depending on how things shake out, we could. There are some people speculating that we could be in for a year where passes don't rise in price, coming up. I mean, they shouldn't. They are plenty expensive enough. Thank you very much. But this is things like this are going back to when they were really trying to lure people in. And I'm like, the parks every time I'm there are busy. I've seen some people that are like, look at this video, there's nobody here. But I never am there on those days. I don't know where those people get to go, and it's not busy. But every time I'm there, it's busy. So there's plenty of people going to Disneyland, I'll say that much.
That's why I keep asking, because every time you've gone, you've mentioned that it's, that it's very full, that it feels like it's packed. Mel, that was one of the first questions I remember asking you. And the videos that I keep seeing people post are like, there's nobody here. It's like and these aren't like one-off videos where like at rope drop they're back by It's a Small World, right? These are people that throughout their day are posting multiple videos, and you are seeing that the areas that they are in don't have a huge crowd. And I don't know what days of the week those are. Especially considering that most social networks no longer show you the date things are posted unless somebody adds the date to their video. But it was funny watching the reaction to this because, I kind of joked about it at the beginning, but other theme parks have been doing this for years. Knott's, Universal, like they have this dining credit that you can add to your annual pass. And it works
they have a dining
really well.
plan, which
right,
is even better.
Which is even
get
better.
Stuff. Yeah,
because you get food, you get drinks
every time.
It's not
you just walk in, boop.
And it's one of those things where regardless of the tier that you're on, you can just buy it as an add-on, and even if you have the lowest pass, it works the exact same way.
Right.
This one is on a tiered system where if you have, let me see if I can quickly find it here. If you have it's not $100.
It's just like if you have the lowest one, it's
$25 for Imagine, $50 for Explore, $75 for Believe, and $100 for the Inspire key.
Right.
So it's not even something that you can buy outright. It's kind of more like a consolation Disney gift card for spending all that money on renewing your Magic Key.
But only on dining. You can't.
But only on dining.
Spend. It's not a gift card where you could like take that gift card and put it towards your pass or something.
Yeah.
No, it's only for dining. So it's like you have to come to the park and you have to eat, and and it's probably because they've done research and their biggest like return, like it's cheapest for them to give out $100 worth of food than it is $100 worth of T-shirts or $100 worth of whatever. Food's probably their most profitable.
That's the thing, though. Honestly, I think they would still make more money, or they could find a way to make money if they instead decided to add a dining plan the way
Florida
that other
had
theme
them.
parks had.
I don't know if they still do, but every once in a while, like Florida had them for forever.
Yeah, I think they could still make money, especially given the fact that a lot of the meals have risen in price and the portions have gone down. They could get a dining plan and do it as an add-on, and people would buy it. I guarantee you more people would buy a dining plan add-on than a lightning pass add-on, because it's much more useful throughout the day, right? And so you sent that that image, that screenshot, Andrew, of like some of the comments that people were leaving.
Oh yeah, somebody was like, "This is what we really want."
This was this on X, or where was this on?
It must have been on Threads.
Okay, so this was over on Threads. This is by user Danny_girl. It says, things Magic Key holders actually want: same day reservation cancellations. Preach. Elimination of the reservation system. Yes, please.
Yes,
please. According to TikTok, I think I'm supposed to say it louder for the people in the back. Lightning lane added to our passes again. Yes.
You have to do this.
Free park.
I see the kids do this.
The little they're
that's...
they're clapping.
Yep.
Free parking for all the tiers. Yes. Discount event tickets. Yes. More affordable pass prices. Yes. What Magic Key holders are getting? A dining gift card.
Boo.
Right.
Yes. You did it, Disney.
Bum bum ba
All
da.
That's perfect. So yeah, I mean, if Joshy really wants to make waves, Josh, listen, come closer. Add a dining pass. Let people pay you money for food, and instead of Lightning Lane, they will say, "Oh yeah, we like this," and they'll buy it. Don't give away this tiered gift card that people can only use on food that they also have to make reservations for. And they probably can't even use on a churro, which is what they really want. Okay, now back up. You're too close. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, this was the other thing that made waves this week. People were, I believe they call it a tizzy over the announcement. And that was the news that the Carousel of Progress is getting an overhaul. They're changing up all the scenes. It's going to be a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, way after tomorrow, after they close it down and they change all of the scenes. So your thoughts on the announcement of Carousel of Progress getting this reimagining?
It's not going to smell like old musk anymore.
Well, it still might.
It might.
It might.
I mean, the carpets are going to be the same.
Yeah, are they going to change the seats? It might still be old musk.
I don't know. That's the first takeaway I got when we wrote that. Like, you travel to the 50s and you could smell it. I was like, oh no, but
yeah, it smelled like some Waltz chili in there. Like it.
That's funny.
People, change is gonna happen no matter what. We've seen it everywhere. It's happening in your park right now with the Rivers of America. Just go with it. Things are just getting better. That's all it is. They're just updating, and it's gonna bring you new stuff, new memories. I mean, that's kind of what you guys want. Just saying.
There's a couple of things, like they are updating this attraction, so obviously they want to keep it around, which is a good thing. They could have just knocked it down and put bathrooms there. Like, there's a lot of things they could have done, but the attraction has a lot of history, and so keeping it around is like preferred, and the whole concept as a whole is still sticking around. but they're updating it for the people of today. I mean, it's 50 years old at this, 60 years old at this, 50 something years old at this point, the Carousel of Progress. Like the opening scene starts at the turn of the century, and you know, at the time the Carousel of Progress opened, there were people that were alive at, you know, when the turn of the century happened still. Grandma went and saw the Carousel of Progress, like, I remember when we had to wash the clothes with bang them up against a rock. I remember when we first got electricity. Like, great, Grandma remembers that. Okay. And then you get to the 40s, and then, you know, that's when Dad was born, and or whatever. Dad was a kid in the 40s, you know, back in the 60s, and it's like, okay, now we're at the present day of 1990, or the future of 1990.
Yeah.
And so nobody has a relation to, now Grandma remembers the 60s. Like, if, you know, so that's where it's starting, is the 60s and going to 60s. What is it? The 60s, the 80s, and the
I think the
2000,
90s has...
Y2K. No, it's, I think it's 89, I think, maybe. And then
I'll tell you
Y2K,
right now, it's 60s,
and then the
80s,
future.
New Millennium, and the possible future are the 4
Yeah.
acts.
So,
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So it's still the past of today. Like,
Yeah.
it's giving people things, and I believe the 60s is like they're watching the moon landing.
Yeah.
Like a big significant thing that happened in our history. And this, just like the Waltimatronic they put in over here at Disneyland, like they're getting one over there. You can tell that whatever your opinions are on the robot itself, the detail that they put into redoing that was immense. Like the sets and the you know, scripting and how it all went was very well done, and I think this is going to be the same sort of thing. Like, hopefully we get all new robots, you know, we get all new animatronics in there, they're fluid, and people actually want to see it. When we went and saw it 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, there was like 9 people in there.
Yep.
And it was like, it was in May. You hear about this, like, people aren't going to see it other than when it's raining or hot.
Yeah.
And so you give an attraction an update to try and save it, because if it's not pulling its weight as an attraction, at some point they're going to take it out.
Yeah.
So I say, boo-hoo, you have a Carousel of Progress.
Exactly.
Look at me, I'm Disney World.
And
It's so
not
funny.
DVC Dino.
Right.
It's not a Buzz Lightyear watch a fireworks place and whatever. Anyway, yeah.
It's so funny when these things come up, because we spend a lot of time thinking about what can we change, what should be restored, what should be updated, what should this, and then Disney's like, all right, we hear you, we're gonna update it. Be like, how dare you? We love it the way that it is.
We like it janky.
Yes, we like that it's musky, and we like the fact that it's old. And then it just makes me think of all these comparisons of, like, I don't know, to a certain, like, age demographic, things like Boy Meets World or High School Musical are the same amount of years apart from us today as Grease was to our parents in the 80s, or the Wonder Years was to our parents, right? There's these, like, huge 20, 30-year spans between them. And so when you start seeing that they're just shifting the eras and they're moving them closer to ours, especially in this, like reimagining of the Carousel of Progress, it made me laugh to see so many people up in arms about it, because, like, isn't this what we're always asking for? That they like update Tomorrowland, that they give us, like, new stuff, especially in Tomorrowland. Like, I don't get why people are upset. Like,
because Uncle Orville's not going to be in the bathtub anymore. Oh, no.
So this was some of the concept art that was released as part of the announcement for the Carousel of Progress. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Andrew had spoken of the different eras, the different acts. This is actually from the Disney Parks blog. I want to read their descriptions of what the acts are going to be so people get an idea of what's coming. So Act 1 is going to be the 1960s, and it says, when the show first opened at the World's Fair. At the World's Fair, okay? That's how old it is when it opened. It
The
says
1964 World's Fair. We know where
right.
it is.
So it says its story began by looking back 60 years. I was already looking back 60 years to the dawn of the new century. Now, more than 6 decades later, this new iteration mirrors that idea, starting 60 years back from today, which is in the 1960s. So again, it's just a time shift. Right? In the summer of 1969, our Carousel family, along with millions around the world, gathered around the television to witness one of humanity's greatest achievements, the historic moon landing. Oh, I can already hear people. Anyway, filled with awe, the moment captures the spirit of innovation and possibility that has always been and always will be at the heart of the Carousel of Progress. I'm glad they chose something historic like the moon landing, which actually happened. Act 2, 1980s. In the 80s, where everything bigger is better and things keep on getting bigger. Like hair. We pick up with the family on Halloween night in 1985, a la Stranger Things, funny enough. And for the first time ever, Sarah is taking center stage. And if I could make a deal with God,
Sarah's the mom, if you don't know.
she'll share how all the new appliances and gadgets were making life easier for the whole family to communicate with Will in the Upside Down. Speaking of John, we'll find him out on the porch handing out candy to trick-or-treaters, and poor Uncle Orville can be found in the bathroom with no privacy around here. So for all of you worried about Uncle Orville, there you go. He's in the 80s now. Act 3, the new millennium. With the 90s drawing to a close, our Carousel family is preparing to ring in the new millennium on New Year's Eve, like it's 1999. That's how they're going to party. Amid the excitement of the countdown to 2000, Y2J, Chris Jericho, a new thing called the internet is bringing John, Sarah, Jimmy, and Patty to the world closer together than ever before. No AI in sight, just the internet and AOL saying things like, "You've got mail." And if you're anything like my family, not everything is making it to midnight. Oh, that's morbid. Grandpa is already not... Oh, okay, he's just falling asleep. Good. Grandpa's already nodded off before the big countdown while Grandma sneaks a TV over to wrestling to watch Y2J Chris Jericho. It 100% says that. It 100% says that. I'm going to read Act 4 and then I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you that is 100% what it says. Act 4, the possible future. As we reach the end of our show, we see the family one last time in the distant future, showing off the ones in the sky for the OTC Roman Reigns with his out-of-this-world home from a helpful robot assisting with everyday tasks to space travel. The scene imagines a future where extraordinary innovation has become part of life and proves that a beautiful tomorrow is just a dream away. To help bring this new finale to life, Imagineers look back at original concept sketches by Disney legend John Hench, drawing inspiration from his imaginative vision of the future. And the images that John Hench, or that this inspired, are these two images right here.
So the right is the original Carousel of Progress poster, and then the left is the new poster, I believe.
Yeah. They got Herbie from Fantastic Four.
I think it's actually
in there or something.
Smart One.
I'm going to call him Herbie.
But I think it's Smart One from
I think you're
Epcot.
right. I think you're right. But I'm going to call him Herbie for now. Now, I'm going to scroll up for a second. Okay? Look. Grandma sneaks the TV over to wrestling when nobody's looking.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Y2J.
You don't know. Grandma was a Chris Jericho fan. She loved the countdown, and she was doing the whole Y2J.
This was just for Heyzen.
It was the whole
Heyzen's really got to get out to
Y2J
Disney World now.
bit.
No,
That's
but
what the
wrestling
whole
was
thing-
so big.
It was. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. She was
I do
watching
wanna-
Chris
Wow.
Jericho.
There you go.
Welcome to Raw is Jericho. Anyway,
Can you bring up that concept art again?
I sure can.
Because somebody pointed out, which I thought was interesting.
Let me zoom
Over
out
here on the left, we have Grandma and Grandpa, and they're kind of in this, like, they're like behind this bush, and people are speculating that they think Grandma and Grandpa are going to walk into the room, based on how that's like.
So the animatronics are gonna.
The
walk in.
animatronics will walk into, like, that's probably the front door. Ah, Grandma and Grandpa are here, come on in, and then they walk in the door, sort of thing. So if that's true, that's pretty cool.
That
I mean,
is.
if they're being covered by a bush, they could just slide in magically.
Yeah.
You know, unless they get the animatronic to kind of like.
We're
have
on the
that
moving
sway.
walkway.
Yeah.
This is the future, after all.
I
The
mean,
house
hey.
does look like the Parr family home from The Incredibles.
Well,
it is very
looks more like
futuristic.
it's the Incredibles 2 big fancy house.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's the one I meant. But yes, it is very fancy looking and very futuristic. And none of them are wearing capes.
Is this
So are they also superheroes?
We don't know.
They could be.
Maybe the robot is Edna Mode in disguise.
The one in the purple looks a little like Edna Mode. Let's be honest.
Edna Mode. I think that's the mom.
Nah, she wouldn't be
Kind
doing
of looks
that.
like Edna. I
She's
don't
too
know.
tall.
Yeah, maybe.
But
That too.
is this? Did it say? Somebody had said that the finale takes place on a different planet. Did it say that in there? And I wasn't paying
It did
attention.
not.
Okay, they're like, yes, the fourth one's in
Can
the
you
future on a
imagine that?
different planet.
Let me see. From a helpful robot assisting with everyday tasks to space travel, the scene imagines a future where extraordinary innovation has become part of life. It
Okay,
looks
no.
like it's going to reference space travel.
travel,
I
but
don't
not-
think it's they're physically going to travel. Maybe they're going to have a scene like in the Jetsons where you see flying cars outside, which we were promised in the original Tomorrowland, by the way.
And,
yes,
and
exactly.
Disappoint us again.
We were promised that stuff in Back to the Future. We still don't have it.
Roads
Back to the
were
Future
going
was
to
in the
need roads.
80s.
Yeah, maybe outside the window there's space travel, and then it'll be like that big rocket explodes.
All we got from Back to the Future was a villain.
Did you not see that today? Today there's a big rocket exploded. Did you see that? That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
funny.
those Bezos.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They went boom.
Well,
Big boom.
listen, I like the fact that they're updating this. I wish that they would do this a lot more often. I wish they would do this at Disneyland. We have conversations
they updated their Buzz
all the
Lightyear.
time.
Come update our Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time. So it was, I genuinely was confused and thought it was funny when people were angry that they were finally getting changes to Tomorrowland and changes to attractions like this. And I hear the argument all the time. We've used the phrase before as well, but isn't this what Walt wanted? Like he wanted things to
Disneyland will
keep
never
changing.
be
Like,
complete.
exactly. Like don't we all use that quote when it comes to the parks?
But not
Like-
when it's the thing that I never ride on, but I am a social media person, so I need to be upset about it.
That I don't know.
I haven't been on it in 5 years, but I'm gonna complain.
And you
Anger
made a
clicks.
really great point, when we first started talking about this, Andrew, that when you went all those years ago, you saw 5 or 6 people or whatever
Yeah.
it was, and the fact that they are actually updating it is good news, because it's usually when they start taking features away from attractions
Stitch
is
Great
when
Escape out there. You
like even here, like I hate to say it, I'm not saying this to make you angry, but with Roger Rabbit, right?
Mhm.
Like when they start taking away these
Sure.
features of the attractions, it means that they no longer want to maintain that attraction
Right.
to the level that they used to. And so little by little, they start taking away things until eventually the whole thing goes away if it's not popular enough. And
Right.
like you said, if they are actually actively working on this, that means that they see the value in the attraction and that it's going to be here for many years to
yeah, they're
come.
not gonna
So-
put millions of dollars into updating this and then close it in 2 years.
exactly So I would love to hear what you all have to say about this, either in the YouTube comments or you can send us a message over on Discord. We are not, Florida park goers. Our home park is Disneyland, California Adventure. So, especially if you frequent the parks over in Florida, we would love to hear how you feel about this, because I heard so many people angry, and I just didn't understand why. It's a good thing that it's happening. At least that's the way that I see it. So let us know. Leave a comment.
Somebody was like, this was one of the last. Walt actually touched this with his hands, and and I'm like, listen, Linda, no, he didn't. This was updated in the 90s. They changed everything out. It's the ship of Theseus. It's not the same. People forget. Just because the recording is the same, it's not the same. It's been changed way more than people realize. A lot of attractions have. So, I don't know. Chill out. It's still there. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, Disneyland is the ship of Theseus. Right? Because
yeah.
So,
well, some of those
that's a whole
buildings
other
still have some
conversation we
bones.
can have about it. But I mean, at least the essence is still there, right? That's the difference. And the essence of this is still going to be there too. It's just going to be shifted into the future by 60
still gonna
years.
Be there, and you're gonna turn.
And listen, if it's really a problem, Imagineers, just leave that musky smell in.
Yeah,
just
pump it in.
That way, pump it in instead of the vanilla smell. Pump in the musky smell, and people will be like, yeah, that's the stuff. And then they'll think that it's still the 1930s and people don't have deodorant. I don't know.
Have Walt have a cigarette in the opening scene, and you can have the cigarette smell, and then everybody will start coughing, and all will go, remember the good old days.
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah. That'll be what he does when he's leaning into the desk this time. All right, Andrew, show us your shirt before we wrap up today.
I got Indiana Jones Adventure, Temple of Forbidden Eye, Mickey holding a torch guy. This is from one of my favorite shirt people, Sewer Collectibles. I have, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know. I have a lot of shirts from them. I was going to wear a different shirt that just came in the mail, but it just came in the mail, and it has that mail smell. So I need to wash it before I wear it. So I'll probably wear that next week. It's brown. I have a brown shirt came in. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Brown.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it either last week or this week, but not sponsored, obviously, but Her Universe looks like they're going to be releasing some Indiana Jones stuff. Are you planning on getting any of that?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the skirt and the little kerchief and
nice. Her Universe. Send it to Andrew. That way he can model.
That has long sleeves attached on the inside of the shirt.
Hey, can I tell you?
What am I,
when
Sheldon?
You sent,
What's going
which one
on
of you
here?
sent the screenshot?
I think it was
Mel? Did you send it? I don't know. One of you sent it.
I don't remember.
All I remember thinking when I saw that image was, I used to do that. I used to wear a t-shirt with a long sleeve shirt or a sweater or something underneath because it was the coolest. It was fashion at the tippy top. And I saw it, and it reminded me of my high school days when I used to do that. And I thought it looked cool.
But there is, if you want to, go Disney bounding as a Temple of the Forbidden Eye cast member, you could just buy this, and it looks 80% like it's a skirt and not what do they wear? What are those called? No, it's like the pants, but it looks like skirt.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember right now.
Pants skirt. It's called the pants skirt. That's the technical name.
It's called a culottes. They're called culottes.
Oh, yeah.
They look like pants. They look like a skirt, but they're pants.
I don't know. It's called skirt pants.
They're called culottes. Anyway, yeah, I don't think personally there's anything for me in the Her Universe line that I will be purchasing. But I haven't looked at everything yet. So
I would say if they are releasing it, keep an eye out either on Hot Topic or Box Lunch, because since they're all the same company, they tend to release like more like male oriented stuff over on Box Lunch and Hot Topic. So usually when a property gets released on her universe, they like trickle it down to the other ones.
Gotcha.
So
See,
keep an eye on it.
I don't care if it's for whoever, but I really just want to see Mara on this stuff. Like,
Right.
Why
That's
can't
the
we?
problem.
yeah,
Parks
There's usually
merchandise.
Whips, fedoras, and snakes is usually what they
Yep.
all are.
And it all
It's so
says like
generic.
it's not the year, it's not the years, it's the mileage. It's fortune and glory.
Give us
It all says the
quotes.
same. It all has the same stuff. That's all it says. Fortune and
Yeah.
glory. 99% of the stuff says fortune and glory, and it has a hat and a whip curled up, and then it has his silhouette. Like that's all the stuff. There's more.
Yeah.
There's more people in Indiana Jones besides Indiana Jones. There's like a bunch of other
More
people.
character faces. There's people
He
that
says more stuff than Fortune and
Just
Glory.
saying.
He says that like one time.
we're so picky.
Yeah.
This is all we ask for.
I want a shirt that says no ticket.
There,
That's
listen,
a shirt I want.
we spend so much of our time complaining that we don't have certain things, and then they're giving it to us, and we're all like, "Why are you giving it to us like that?"
Because it's,
didn't we just have that conversation?
But it's I'm complaining about the parks merchandise, but yes, I agree. I am the problem. I am the
No,
problem.
I'm
But-
there with
but-
you.
I-
I'm picky.
the
but-
problem it's me.
But you know what? The difference here is that it's actually not Disney that's providing this. Like her
Yeah, this is
universe
licensed.
is like a licensed item. So I'm just giving you a hard time about it. I think you're right. Disney does have to do more merchandise for all of these properties. They owe Indiana Jones way more than what
like they have
produce.
a cool cardigan that looks cool. It's just I wouldn't wear a cardigan. But it's nice looking. Maybe I'll buy it for my wife and be like, too bad you're wearing Indiana Jones.
That's funny. All right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. So,
All right.
Quizneyland this week.
It just came out. It came out this past week.
Tell everyone what was a part of it so they can go check it
Uh,
out if they haven't had a chance to yet.
The Quizneyland this past week was about some pretty fun stuff. It was about there's a David Copperfield restaurant that almost was built at Walt Disney World. There's going to be questions about the Omnimover ride system, the most expensive films ever made, and Slurpees. You know
Ooh,
Slurpees from
Slurpees.
7-Eleven?
Mm,
Yeah, Slurpees.
tastes
Good
like
stuff.
blue
Purple.
if
There's
you
a
mix
hit.
them. Yeah.
No, it was this one. This question's about a purple one. Purple.
Mm. Ooh.
Purple.
Go check it out. It's available now. All your podcast apps. All right. Until next time. Keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.